welcome back to my channel. Wow, I am so excited to be filming this video. I polled this on Instagram and I asked who wanted to see a video all about my career journey, and that you could ask me anything that you wanted to know about anything that I've done over the last 5 years really. And I think it was like 98% of you said you wanted me to film this video. So I hope that this video not only inspires you but can even comfort you if you are beginning your own career journey, if you're not really sure what to do, if you've already started a business and you're having some ups and downs or feeling a little bit lost, then yeah, hopefully all the questions will help you today. All the questions came through on Instagram, if I didn't already mention that. So go follow me at Study with Jess, because I do poll a lot of video topics on Instagram, and I do surveys and I post videos and IGTV and a bunch of things there. So you can go follow me at Study with Jess after this video. But I have my phone here with all the questions, and I actually thought I would film this video and maybe talk about it in chronological order from the very beginning, and then along the way I'll choose some questions to answer. Now, before I started my YouTube channel, before I started the stationery line educationary, before I wrote my book, The High School Survival Guide, before any of that, I was a student. I went to Deakin University. Before that I went to Monash University actually, but I studied psychology. I was going to do my masters, practice, earn X amount a year, see clients at this kind of a practice, work X days a week, and have my whole life planned out for me. I love a good 10-year plan. I love that control and security. It doesn't exist, it doesn't work, it doesn't last. But young Jess didn't know that. I think I always wanted to study psychology because I had a history of feeling quite anxious. I had experienced panic attacks. I also just really wanted to help people. I wanted a profession where I could make a positive difference, where I could connect with people. It wasn't a desk job, and I felt like I was being of service to others. Now, obviously I'm doing that in a very different way now, but that was my plan back then. And then in my 4th year, my supervisors actually told me to aim for not a master's but a PhD, and then I can add on a master's and do PhD combined with masters down the track. And I was given, this is something I've never shared with anyone, and I'll explain why in a moment, but I was given a full scholarship to study a PhD in psychology at Deakin University, and I started that, and 6 months in, I just wasn't feeling like it was for me. It was a goal that I set, but I don't think I set it because I genuinely wanted it. I think I set it for myself because I thought it was prestigious. I thought I should do it. I thought because I got the marks I should do it. It would give me credibility, security. I think I was just trying to follow a career path of those that I looked up to at the time, but it wasn't really my own career path. For anyone that, you know, has their 10-year plan already carved out for them, if things are kind of changing and you're going in a different direction and you feel quite unsettled, I can completely empathize, because I remember leaving my supervisor's office after letting them know that I didn't want to continue with the PhD and I wanted to start my own business. And even though that was the right decision for me, I still sat in my car and I bawled my eyes out, and it was like I was grieving the life that I knew. I feel like that's one of the things I'm most proud of, because to have walked into my supervisor's office and to really let go of something that I thought was going to be my future, it took a lot of guts. And it was when I had the idea for the stationery line and the YouTube channel that I realized I can't juggle everything, and also I don't want to. I want to carve out my own authentic path. Alright, so now I'm going to answer some questions about how I started my channel and the stationery line and the book. I might start with the stationery line first, because fun fact, that actually came before my YouTube channel, Study with Jess. It's just that I launched my channel first. Actually, this is what I have on my desk. I have to show you this. Alright, these are my original sketches. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen that I pulled these out recently, which has inspired me to think about maybe filming this video. But all of my sketches for the stationery line are in these notebooks, and they're really nothing special. So basically, I was 24, I sat in my bed till like 3 in the morning sketching. I thought I was manic. I wasn't, I was just passionate and tapping into my creativity and using old developmental and biological psychology notebooks because that's all I had and that was just gonna do. This is the project planner. So I sat there in bed, actually at my desk, with a ruler and a pencil, and I just drew things out over and over again until I felt it was an effective and well organized or well thought out template that would actually help people with their studies and to feel more organized and in control and motivated and just confident. So I did all the sketches, and then I got in touch with a beautiful graphic designer who actually lives in another state in Australia. So we would Skype all the sessions, and she made all of the sketches into these ready to print PDFs. And then I found a fantastic print broker. He oversaw all the manufacturing, printed everything in a factory in Melbourne. I love sending off little parcels of inspiration to everyone in Australia. So at the moment it's only available in Australia, but hopefully I'll be able to ship overseas very soon. Packing orders is one of my favorite things to do. So if you put through an order for Educationary, that's yours truly, packing your orders, sprinkling some fairy dust and sending them on their merry way. So the stationery, not in a direct way, inspired my YouTube channel, which I want to touch on in a second. But I also had questions about whether I faced any obstacles with the stationery line and starting a business. So definitely, some were harder than others. So for example, I've built the website myself and I manage it, so it's all self-taught. Had no idea what I was doing at the start. Even my newsletter, I use MailChimp and I had to teach myself how to use that. I remember the first photo shoot that we did for the launch. I styled things. I had another lady come and help style the shoot as well, but I was very much involved in the styling, and I felt very out of my depths for the first photo shoot that I had ever done. I've done a lot of photo shoots since, so I feel really confident and comfortable. But I remember feeling so anxious the morning of the shoot, thinking, oh my goodness, like, how am I gonna do this? I've never done this before. What if I don't know how to style things? What if we don't have enough time? Oh my gosh, is there even enough food for everyone? Like, I was shocking. I was such a stress head. But you know what? It was totally new for me, so it's understandable. But one of the other obstacles I faced, actually, for those of you who have been around for a while, this is something that I've never talked about, because social media, we make everything look super easy and we just share our wins because, I don't know, we don't want to share the lows in our life. That's not cool. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest. So for those of you who have been around long enough, you would know that Educationary used to be called Seated Educationary. And I have the original bookmarks and thank you cards here. So what happened was I consulted a lawyer and I wanted to trademark the logo and name Seated Educationary. So I spent all that legal money getting them to trademark it for me. And then quite a few months later, there was a company that disputed it. And I'm not gonna say who because it's so not worth it. And I'm not gonna, I don't know, like people say throw shade on someone else. But you know what, that's cutthroat business world sometimes for you. So after a lot of back and forth and just getting nowhere, because this company is a lot larger than mine, and I just felt if you're banging your head against a brick wall, just walk away. At some point you've got to learn that lesson. So I rebranded and I called it Educationary instead of Seated Educationary, and I trademarked that one myself. So again, I had to do that myself. I Googled it, and then I had a friend who's launched her own business, so she gave me some tips on how to trademark. It actually wasn't that hard. It was a lot cheaper to do it myself, and it all went through. All right, so on to the next question of how did I get inspired to start my channel. I had designed the stationery and someone said to me, why don't you try and launch it on a website like Kickstarter? So I went on Kickstarter. I thought, I got no idea what that is. All right, suss it out. And there was a lady that made a video, like a little promotional video, to launch and get funding for her tiny stamps. And I'm watching this video and it is so cute. And then the lady comes on the screen afterwards and takes you through why she started the business and what it means to her. And I thought to myself, I can do that. I can get in front of a camera and tell people why I made the stationery and why I want to help students study smarter and not harder and stress less. And maybe even share some different productivity tips and study tips and like explain how to use them. And then later that week, I'm sitting in my parents' kitchen and I just had this wave of passion come over me, and I thought, I don't want to make a video. I want to make numerous videos. I want to be more than just an owner of a stationery line. Not that that's not enough, because there are people that run one business and that's plenty of work and has huge impact. but I wanted to do more. And I got inspired to start a channel all about study tips. And of course my channel has broadened in content over time. That night I was like, well, I can just call it like, I don't know, Study with Jess, basically. It's self-explanatory. And I registered my channel that evening, or maybe it was the following day. And yeah, the name had not been taken, which was awesome. I took it as a sign of, yep, it's meant to be. And then from there, I had to start planning my content. So when I first started filming, I had no idea what I was doing. Again, I was so nervous in front of the camera. I did so many takes for all of the first like 10, 20 videos. And I didn't know what I was doing. And then when it came time to upload my first video onto YouTube, I YouTubed how to upload my video onto YouTube because again, I had no clue. So I was very much self-taught. Now people also wanted to know, how did I grow my channel? I mean, I did a couple of things. I think it comes down to the basics of post regularly, post content that gives value, be genuinely interested in the content that you're filming and posting out there. And yeah, you've got to have that personal investment and feel that sense of passion and purpose in what you're putting out into the world. I'm very much involved in all my social media platforms. I will comment back, I will like other people's comments, I will ask what you guys want to see, I will take that feedback on board. I build an online community of people that genuinely want to improve in their studies, enhance their well-being, help other people, support each other. And I think that that has really helped grow this channel into what it is today. Of course, it would not be anywhere near this without all of your help and your support. So just thank you everyone, to like actually anyone that's watching this video, anyone subscribed to my channel, anyone that's following me on any social media platforms or commented on my videos or shared a video or bought my stationery, like just thank you so much. Another question was, how did I get my book deal? It was so interesting. This is like one of my favorite stories to share, and I'm mindful this video is going very, very over time from what I planned, but I gotta share this story. So I'm on a plane, I'm on a flight to Brisbane with my family for a little holiday, and I'm writing a couple of blogs for Education Week. And as I'm writing these blogs, I thought to myself, I could turn these blogs into a book. And I turned to my mum and I said to her with complete confidence and just knowing 100% this is gonna happen. Like I was so determined, I had such determination coursing through my veins. And I said to her, I'm gonna write a book. And she just looked at me, and it was one of those looks where she's like, I know where this is going. I've seen this before in my daughter. She's definitely gonna do it because she's very much one to act on what she says. And she just said to me, I know you will. And I think it was maybe 6 months later, I might have had about 90,000 subscribers on my channel. And 6 months later, I get an email from Mango saying to me, would you like to author a study skills book for students in high school? And I could not believe what I had just manifested, because that's exactly what I wanted. I just didn't think it was gonna happen so soon. So we had Skype sessions back and forth, and I was so excited. I said to them, I have wanted to write this book for quite a few months, and I just didn't really know how to get it up and running and like who to publish it through. And so for the next 6 months, I wrote the book, and I pulled lots of stories from my time in school and advice and tips, and there were study skills, but there was also advice about stress management. And there is so much in this book, by the way. I should show the book. This is the High School Survival Guide for those of you that don't have a copy yet. And for anyone that has gotten a copy, thank you. And anyone that sends me messages about how this book has impacted you for the better, thank you, thank you, thank you double. But yeah, there are so many topics that I cover, from you know, dealing with high school drama to creating a positive mindset, tackling major assignments, dealing with disappointment or the fear of failure, getting organized, setting goals, structuring your study sessions, cramming for exams. There's a lot in here. So yeah, that was how I got the book deal. Now I feel like I need to cover this as well before this video ends. Wow, I hope you made a cup of tea. A couple of questions came through about dealing with burnout. So did I get burnt out? How do I deal with burnout? Do I experience burnout because of the kind of work that I do? And I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, I do. I think I'm getting better at picking up on the signs and preventing it from getting too exhausting or like too far down the line. But at the start, I mean, I love what I do, and I think when you love what you do and you also work from home, you struggle with setting clear boundaries and not overdoing it, not working too long hours, or being able to just really switch off. But something I'm actually going to look into is co-working spaces this year. I might actually vlog that and see how I go, whether I end up working a couple days a week at a co-working space, because the other thing is, in addition to not having the best boundaries and overdoing it, and also when you're a startup, you do feel pressured or the stress to just get your business to a point where it is sustainable financially, and that can take time. But also when you're a startup or you're an entrepreneur and you run your own business or you're a YouTuber, you spend a lot of time by yourself. So that's actually one of the reasons that Adam and I got Winston, our dog. But I still think that there are times, especially in winter, like when it's gloomy outside and I'm at home by myself and Winston's asleep, I still feel that isolation. So I think that's, because that was another question I got asked, was what's the downside to the work I do? And I feel like loneliness or isolation is a big one, but I feel like I'm getting to an optimal solution. Hope you enjoyed this video. You can check out my book, my stationary line educationary down below, my blog, my newsletter. Go follow me at Study with Jess on Instagram, and I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna stop talking and have a beautiful week. I'll see you next week with another video. Mwah. Bye, lovelies. I just tried to rush that outro. It didn't work.